What's going on, guys? And today we're going to be showing my final FC24 tactics. I'm not going to change my 4-3-2-1 tactics for the rest of the game because there's only like a month left of the game. So this is going to be my final tactics because people have been asking me for it. So this is the final video I'm going to make for it. I might make other tactic videos for other formations because I know a lot of people might want to try a different formation for the last month of the game, or just try to have a little bit of fun and spice things up a bit. So this will be my last meta 4-3-2-1 tactics video, or just meta video in general before the new game comes out. Then when the new game comes out, we'll make a lot of those. You guys know, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Quick disclaimer, everybody thinks that you need to start in the 4-3-2-1 in order to play the 4-3-2-1 in game. Start in whatever formation you want as long as you get as much chemistry as you possibly can, and then go ahead and click L3 on your controller. Pull up this screen right here where you can change your formation, kit numbers, everything. Click on custom tactics and then hit L2 on the PS5, and look at this. It opens up ultra defensive, defensive, attacking, and ultra attacking. You can go on any single one. It doesn't matter if it's defensive, attacking, ultra attacking. It doesn't matter because you choose it, right? It just so happens to be that I picked the defensive and ultra defensive ones for my 4-3-2-1, but it doesn't matter which one you click. Click whichever one, and then you can edit this tactic and you can actually change the formation over here on this screen. And it doesn't matter which one you choose, right, or which one you start off of. As long as you go in game and select it, it's going to play the formation you selected. So obviously we chose the 4-3-2-1 here. Anyways, these tactics at the beginning, right, we're going to start off with balanced, and the width is going to be 42. I like to have a tight like defensive line, especially because everybody else is playing the 4-3-2-1. So it most likely all of their team players are going to be in the middle and just playing in the middle for most of the game. So I like to have a small width so that it's congested in the middle to make it very complicated for people who love to make passes quickly in the middle, and for all the people that play 4-3-2-1 against me as well. Now for depth, I'm going to do 68 depth. And here's a quick disclaimer as well. No, I don't use 100 depth. Not always. You can use 100 depth. And actually, I have two sets of 4-3-2-1 tactics that I'm going to show you. And yes, in one of them, I am using 100 depth, but you can use 100 depth. And now, I don't like 100 depth because I can get through ball a lot. However, that's because I play the game very quickly when I play foot champs, and I just try to get the ball as quickly as possible. However, I don't recommend actually playing that way because I concede a lot of goals I shouldn't really concede by doing that. Now, when should you play 100 depth and when shouldn't you play 100 depth? You should play 100 depth if you struggle to press your opponent and you want to provide a little bit more pressure on your opponent, and if you feel like they have too much time on the ball. That's when you can play 100 depth. I can manually press people. If you can't manually press people, or you're not too confident in manually pressing people, you can put 100 depth and let the game help you out and assist you in doing so. It doesn't really affect that much, and this isn't going to be one change that's going to get you 10 more wins in weekend league, but it might just so happen to get you 1 extra or 2 extra wins depending on how your defensive style is and also how your gameplay like style is, right? So this isn't going to help everybody, but it might help some people. So either 68 is fine or anything along those lines, but anything higher than 68 is going to cause auto pressing in the game. So if you're going to play 100 depth, just be careful and be wary about getting through balled, but everything else should be fine. Now for offense, you guys already know every single tactic's got to be balanced build up play and direct passing. Nothing new there. And for width, I'm going to choose 41. Now you might think 41 is very narrow and you might have trouble attacking with it. However, in this 4-3-2-1 tactics, and make sure to stick to the end of the video because I'm going to be showing you in-game examples on why 41 depth is crucial to this formation and why these tactics work so well, and how to break down other 4-3-2-1 formations, and especially playing through the width and through the wings using your left back and right backs. Now for players in the box, we're going to turn this down to 6. The reason we want to turn this down to 6 is because we want to avoid getting counterattacked as much as possible, because it's counterattack 24, just like how it was counterattack 23 last year. And we want to avoid getting counterattacked as much as possible, but we still want to have a lot of players and options in the box. So turn that down to 6. Corners, we're gonna have 3, right? If you're a corner rat, you're gonna love this. If not, you can even turn it down to 1 to avoid getting counterattacked. I'm gonna keep it in 3 because sometimes we have to be a little bit of a corner rat. If my opponent wants to spam corners the entire game, I kind of have to join into it as well, or else we're gonna lose games. And for free kicks, it's gonna be 2. I'm terrible at free kicks. I might even turn that down to 1 depending on the day, but I'm gonna keep it at 2. I know a lot of you guys are very good at free kicks and even set pieces, so that could work as well. Now, like I said, for formations here, you can click 4-3-2-1. You can pick any formation actually, but obviously for my 4-3-2-1 tactics, if you want to copy them and stuff, you gotta click 4-3-2-1 here, and you can actually swap the player by clicking triangle on PS5. And you can edit any position. If I wanted Veghorst striker, but obviously we don't want to do that, because if you're playing these tactics, you want to make sure that your aerial plus player is going to be the left center forward. And this is actually how I play in game. I play Mia Hamm striker and Neymar on the right, and these two don't matter as much. Midfielders, this is how I play in game. Vitinha center mid, and the reason I play Vitinha center mid is because he has a very, very important playstyle that you guys need to look for in your midfielders, and that is the long ball plus, the one that looks like a little arrow like this, right? Very, very good playstyle, and it's very overpowered when you play those over the top through balls to your left backs and right backs. That's why I love him there. He's also very passionate. He's very agile. He's always the first person on the ball, so I like that he's very agile. I play Bentancur here because he's very good defensively. He's also okay attacking. He's pretty good, but he's like that defensive presence. But Vitinha is more of like, okay, he's the first guy to get on the ball. He's gonna like filter it out. He's gonna pass it to the wings. He's gonna play it to our strikers. It doesn't matter, right? He's always the first pass, so we need somebody who's good on the ball. Left center mid is Zico, a very attacking player, but he also has a little bit of defensiveness behind him, right? So these are usually the best players to play in this left center mid spot. And then left backs and right backs, I usually like to have very attacking, because it's very important in my tactics that you use these guys to attack. Now, instructions time. So if we are using these first 4-3-2-1 tactics, it's going to be stay central and get in behind on your striker. Your left center forward is going to be only stay central and then leave everything else default. And the right center forward is going to be stay central, get in behind, and come back on defense, right? The right center mid is going to be stay back while attacking and cover center. And the same is going to go with the central center mid. Don't worry if you have this Bentancur or whoever your right center mid is as stay back cover center. Yes, they will still go up the field, and actually they will go up the field a lot more than you think, despite them being stay back while attacking. It's just how the formation works, and I promise you it won't be too defensive. Now for the left center mid, it's going to be absolutely default everything. Don't even touch this player, just let him go. Default tactics, make sure everything is just default, right? Left back is going to be stay back while attacking, and we're also going to put overlap. And the reason we put overlap is because we're going to want to trigger runs for our players running behind, and for Vitinha to play it to our left backs and right backs. And I'll show you footage of that later in the video once we've covered the tactics and explanations on how to attack in this formation as well. Now, for the right back, it's going to be balanced and overlap. You could also do stay back, but I think having balance and overlap really lets your team breathe, especially when you're getting pressed. You have a free switch of the ball. You have a lot of space when you get it. He's going to be going forward. He's going to be an extra man on attack. Your opponent's going to struggle to cover all the men if you have this guy going forward. So it's very, very important that you guys have this guy on balanced attack. Now, for my goalkeeper, I just kind of keep my goalkeeper on balanced everything, because when I feel like when I edit this stuff, they're prone to making more mistakes because goalkeepers are just so bad this year. So I don't want to change anything about this. I'm just going to keep it the same. Keep it simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Anyways, let me get to the next variation of the tactics. And this is the one where we do play 100 depth. Once again, we got 45 width, right? Low width on defense because we want to like congest the middle as much as possible. Here's where we have 100 depth, right? 100 depth for the auto pressing, all that kind of stuff. Very easy to use, right? Very user friendly if you're trying it out for the first time. Only thing you need to watch out is do not get through balled, right? Same thing, balanced direct passing for offense. And then for my width, it's going to be 45 as well, because you're still going to want to attack through the left backs and right backs. And then players in the box, I'm actually only going to do 5. And the reason I'm only going to do 5 is because We don't want that many players in the box, because then that means there's going to be less players who are going to be pushing up using the 100 depth tactic to keep your opponent in their own half, right? Because if all your players are in the box, that means if your opponent just passes out of his box, he's just going to have all the open space in the midfield. So this still provides enough players in the box for you to have a big attacking threat, but also when you're pressing to get the ball back, you're going to have so many numbers back and pushing up that your opponent's going to have no options, and it's almost going to feel like he's drowning in his own half. So it's very, very important to use that. Now for corners, we're going to have 3, same thing, and free kicks 2, same as the other one, for the exact same reasons. So same thing, players playing the same position, right? These two don't really matter. I switch them depending on the day because they're very good. Vitinha is still my central center mid. Betancourt is still my right center mid. Zico my left center mid. And Weghorst is still my left center forward. And now for instructions, this is where it changes, and it varies from the last one, right? Very important. If the other one doesn't work, or you don't like, or it's too central, this is the complete opposite of that one. Find a lot more space using these tactics. Why? Because my striker is going to be balanced everything. Your right center forward is going to be balanced everything, except it's still going to be comeback on defense. And the left center forward is just balanced everything as well. So we have our front 3 players on balanced everything. So that means they're not going to be staying centrally. They're not going to be getting in behind. So they're going to actually be balanced. So sometimes they'll make the get in behind runs if they feel like they can make it. Sometimes they're just going to stay short. So you have the short option. They're not going to stay central. And your left center forward and right center forward will drift wide and stuff like that, opening up the play a little bit more and not giving that 4-3-2-1 that feeling of a very congested play. So depending on your play style, or depending on what opponent you're playing, I sometimes switch between these two, because if I can't break down my opponent playing the super congested 4-3-2-1, I need something that's going to drag his players a little bit more wide, or give my midfielders, or give my left back and right back a little bit more options when going on attack. So this is why I play these 3 on fully balanced. Now for the right center mid, it's still going to be stay back and cover center, and same thing with our central center mid. Our left center mid is also going to be default everything the exact same as the other tactics. It's really only the front 3 that are different. And Davies, same thing, stay back while attacking and overlap. And Frimpong is going to be balanced and overlap, and goalkeeper, same thing, default everything. Now, one thing that's very, very important is, I know a lot of people have these questions before I go into the in-depth analysis on how to utilize these tactics. A lot of people want to flip the formation and make Zico maybe the right center mid, Betancourt the left center mid, Davies the overlapping fullback that is balanced, and then Frimpong to stay back while attacking one. I personally don't like that, because I feel like it breaks the formation, or I feel like I'm just so used to playing this way of using these tactics. However, you can flip the formation. It still has the same effect. Just use whatever you are used to. If you've played the 4-3-2-1 having the left center forward as comeback on defense, then do that, right? And then make everything else, and just flip my tactics in with whatever you're used to, and you can use that. And one last thing, if you do flip them, just make sure that if you're playing a player like Weghorst or the aerial plus player, make sure that they are always the right center forward or left center forward, and make sure that they're not the comeback on defense player. You don't want the tall player to be comeback on defense, because you want him to be up there constantly for the cross, for the drop kick, for the play up the field, the over the top through ball. You always want them to be there, especially when your opponent's pressing you, because they can be the player that headers it down, wins the headers, breaks the high press, all this, right? You don't want him to be the comeback on defense player, because you also don't want to make him the outlet pass player, because if they're very hard to turn with, you don't want to be receiving the ball in your own half with these players trying to twist and turn against an 100 depth user who's pressing you with his entire team, right? So always make sure that they are not the comeback on defense player. But anyways, guys, those are my tactics. And now let's get into the gameplay explanation on how to use them. If you want to have your fullbacks touching the sideline, hit up on the D-pad and then hit right, and it'll do hug sideline. And this will make sure that if you want to switch the play, your player is all the way touching the sideline and have as much space as possible. So when I have the ball here, we can go on the wing, take as much space as possible, cut inside, find the extra pass, and then bang. Although Mia Hamm should have scored that. I took a bad touch and we didn't end up getting the goal, but that's basically how you break people down in this formation. Right, I can switch the play and look at where Frimpong is. Frimpong has all this open space now. I can cut in or keep dribbling. I have the space, find the pass inside, and then Mia Hamm finishes it this time. But you see, because I'm using the hug sidelines, right, just clicking up on the D-pad and the right stick, I can find that pass, switch the play, and have all that open space with Frimpong. With Vitinha, again, we play it all the way up. I have all of this space now. Cut inside. Mia Hamm has the ball. Should have been a simple finish, but I didn't put enough power on the shot. But you see how we're breaking down my opponent. Simple just by playing wide. L1 triangle passes, square passes, super simple. Another thing you can do is you can grab the player here, press L1 while passing, trigger the run, keep it with Vitinha, and then we can play the pass. L1 triangle, and look at how much space we have. Do the same thing, cut inside. Mia Hamm finishes, super simple goal. All I did was trigger a run with my right back. We're actually gonna get a rage quit from it. That's all you need to do, right? Super simple to play this formation with the wing backs, and you can do it on either side. To play more centrally in this formation, all you need to do is make passes and let your opponent overcommit, just as he did there, and then it opens up the space in the middle to have a simple finish. All you need to do is take your time, be patient, and don't move players out of position. Let your opponent move players out of position. Don't force the pass. Take your time, right? And the open space will open up. In this formation, we want to take our time, look for the striker or the center forward, and then we can pass around. Super simple. Take our time. If it's not on, it's not on. Play the extra pass. My opponent is panicking. We can recycle the ball one more time and then find this super simple pass until it's finally open, and we can have a super simple finish with Zico. Opponent's gonna rage quit. I didn't panic. You take your time, and you can always find those extra passes by recycling in the middle and let your opponent overcommit. And this is the power of not holding sprint and then having super simple finishes. If you want to see this more in depth, we actually have an attacking and defending tutorial, and I'll link it to the end of this video if you want to click on both of those and watch and learn how to defend this and also how to exploit it and score even more goals. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of my tactics video. Let me know if these tactics have worked for you guys, or if you're planning to use these tactics and how your weekend league records are going. If there's any other video you guys want me to make sure to hit that subscribe button, click on the notifications, and also leave a comment down below what you want to see from me, tutorials, other tactics, trying out different formations, or any fun 20-0 challenges. But anyways, guys, that's it for the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.